You have so many things as a man that you have to deal with mentally. And some women, they just don't get that part. All they see is you as a man of no value. You're not bringing anything to the table. And she's just wondering to herself, like, what's the point of you? All right, I'm just going to say this one time. Protect your peace, man. Okay? You deserve it. The reason I say this is because your wife, she is going to try to disrupt your peace. She's got issues. She's got problems. She's got this. She's got that. She wants you to do this and do that. Take all those emotions that she has and dump them all onto you. And now you're struggling with all those issues. And you're wondering like, man, what the heck just happened? Now she seems fine. And I'm over here frustrated. And she's looking at you like, what's wrong with you? That's the problem right there, fellas. So we're going to get into this part really talking about, I guess I'm going to say it twice, protecting your peace. So like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to jump into it. Why is it important to protect your peace? I don't know. Ask yourself that question real quick. Why is it important to protect your peace? Well, remember, you're the man of your home. Okay. You got a lot of stuff you got to deal with already. Figuring out the finances, making sure that there's food on the table for your family, trying to figure out how to just move your family up to a new level, right? In finances or your religion and whatever it is that you're dealing with, all those different things just on your shoulders. You're trying to figure out a lot of that stuff, right? You already got the list, like I said, from your wife. So you got to go do that too after the job. So now you have to deal with all of her emotions, which can be very overwhelming sometimes because she's crying over stuff that honestly, we know it don't really matter like that. It ain't that big of a deal. She tripping. But the tripping moments, you take all that on because you're trying to be such a good man, a beautiful man, a loving man. I take all this on. Well, it's kind of your fault because now you're dealing with these issues by yourself. You're binging TV shows or drinking uncontrollably and just doing things you know you shouldn't be doing because you're taking on other things that you shouldn't have to. So are you really protecting your peace when you isolate yourself from your family? Are you really protecting your peace when you shut down from your wife when she's talking to you? Yeah, you kind of are. But there are ways to do that. There are different ways to do it where your wife understands he's not like allowing me to do the things that I used to do and get away with me just venting and crying and complaining. And if he does let me do it, there's a time and a place for that. We pull aside for 20 minutes, we talk about it, and then after that, it's done. It is not going for no 21 minutes. It goes on for 20, and that's all I get. Why? Because you're trying to protect your peace. You have so many things as a man that you have to deal with mentally, right? And some women, they just don't get that part. All they see is you as a man of no value. You're not bringing anything to the table. And she's just wondering to herself, like, what's the point of you? You know, but at the end of the day, you know you have more in you, but you have to learn how to structure all those things very well so that she doesn't start popping off on you. And then now you're taking on your issues, structured or not, and hers too. That's just too much sometimes. So at the end of the day, protecting your peace is going to be key. So what is it that you can do to protect your peace? Well, people go to the gym a lot. Guys will do that, and that's good. I mean, it's fine. You can do that, but it's still kind of getting away from your house, right? Some men will play video games, which again, I got no beef with. I used to play video games for years, for hours upon hours per day, because that was how I protected my peace. But then I realized very quickly that nothing was moving in my life. I was not really advancing to the places that I wanted to because I was running away from the problems. So you can protect your peace by setting your boundaries with your wife, talking to her about those things that you're not going to tolerate and that you are willing to tolerate. So that's how you do it. Why? Because you don't want to have to leave to protect your peace every single time something comes up. Sometimes you want to be at the house. You still want to be able to talk to her. You still want to interact with her. But if you keep allowing her to step on your peace, trample on your peace, then you're not going to be a peaceful person. You're going to have this resentment built up inside of you, wondering why you get so irritated and agitated. And you never recognize because you took on all of her frustrations, all of her pain, all those issues that you didn't have to do, but you did it anyways. So you can't fully blame her for that if you're not going to set the boundaries. If you're not going to put these parameters in place, then Remember, you chose to do that. Okay. So all I'm trying to do is help you to really figure out new ways to protect your peace, because isolating yourself, running away from your wife, running away from the kids, going and drinking, going and smoking, playing video games all day, that's not technically protecting it. You still have to be able to function in your home and get things done while protecting your peace. Just structure it better. Say, hey, if we're going to talk about the problems, the issues that you have, baby, let's talk about these right now. 20 minutes, go. Boom, right? Now, will it work for you? I don't know. I don't know what the issues are. I don't know how deep it got. What I'm saying is that you got to really think about these things. Figure out how to make it better for your home, because she's not going to understand how to do that. That's the beautiful part. She don't understand how to do that all the time, but you do, because you're more structured than she is. So it's just figuring out, does the 20 minutes help in the beginning? Yeah, that would be helpful. Okay, cool. Now she gives you the 20 minutes. You talk about it. 21, done. We're moving on to the next thing. Because that's what your capacity is. That's where your peace is. Once it hits 21, your peace is starting to change. You don't want it to change. So you got to set those boundaries, set the structure in place so that you can continue to do the things that you need to do as a man for your home, because they're counting on you. So taking on all that stuff into you and all that, that's not being a man. It's understanding when to say yes, when to say no, doing it very smart, very strategically, and making sure to have the conversation so you don't have to leave or run away from your family to get things done, because then you'll be an emotionally unpresent person in the home, and you don't want that from her, because then she'll start to say and blame you for everything. Figure out how to talk about it, figure out how to have the conversations, because it will be so good for you in the long term doing that than it would be taking on all these extra things that you don't need to. Trust me, it might take a little bit of time, but I promise you it will be better for you in the long run. Taking the time now, all the hard work that's going to require to do that, because you want your marriage. We know you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So fight for it. Fight for it by making sure you do the things that you need to do. I know I said protect your peace way more than 2 times. Here I am thinking I was going to do it just once, and I ended up doing it 2 right after the second. Here we done again. So guess what? That's what it's about. Protecting your peace, fellas. Do that. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself so you can take care of your family. All right, brother. Love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about this, and we'll talk soon. Take care. See ya. Peace.